Growing up can be a challenge for anyone, but imagine doing it in the company of one of the biggest bands of all time. Well, that was the rock and roll reality for Lucy Walsh, the daughter of the Eagles guitarist Joe Walsh.
Well, now she's pulling back the curtain in her new memoir, Remember Me as Human. And we're pleased to say she joins us live from Los Angeles. Lucy, thanks so much for joining us. It's really great to chat. And before we do speak about your dad, let's talk about the other special family member who inspired this book.
Yes, good morning, Sylvia and David. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I grew up with, a rock star dad, but this book, Remember Me as Human, here it is.
Well done.
This is about my grandparents. My grandmother, Wanda, gave me the 63 remaining love letters that my grandfather, Dale, had written to her during World War II. I actually brought one to show you. They're incredible.
Wow.
And I sat down with her in her nursing home when she was 97 to talk about these letters for 3 days. And that's really what the book tells the story of, is these 3 final days that I spent with Wanda and what she had to teach us all about life at almost a century old. It's really an extraordinary deep dive into what it means to be human for all of us.
Oh, that's so
special.
Such a wonderful story. Let's move through that, because obviously then there's the music stuff that gets passed through a generation too.
Right.
You had your father, Joe, is just an incredible musician, had an amazing career. Obviously, that was a little bit rocky to start with because of his addictions. So when did your bond with him start?
My bond with him really started when I was 12. He came back into my life in a big way. He went back to work with the Eagles, and that was so life-changing for me. That's really when we got very close.
And what did you connect over? What was it that really brought you together?
2 things. The music, because I'm a musician as well, and jokes. We tell jokes all the time with each other. We're very busy. We're both working entertainers, and we don't always get the quality time together that we would like, but we just send each other a little joke, and that's how we know that we're thinking of each other.
We're seeing now generations of children grow up with, who've had famous parents that are forging their own paths. But there's that moment, I think, in those children's lives. It's a very unique moment when they realise that their father or their mother is really, really famous. What was that moment for you?
I write about it in the book. I was 12 years old and saw him in a concert, and 78,000 people roared up in this huge cheer, and I'd never heard anything like that, and I was shocked, and I decided in that moment that I wanted the same thing for myself.
Wow.
That'll do it.
Well, you have in many ways followed his footsteps, pursuing, as you say, music and acting as well. Was there pressure to go down that path, or was it just sort of an instinct to go in that direction?
Yeah, it was just very natural for me. I luckily didn't have any of that pressure to go get a real job like a lot of us have from our parents. And I'm really grateful for that support that I got. There was one rule in my house that I wasn't allowed to fall in love with a musician. So, of course, I married one. Hello.
Perfect.
I mean, is that your dad gave you that advice?
Yes. That was his rule with me, was no dating musicians. So,
Does he
You're never gonna
approve
listen
of
to
your
your
fabulous husband,
dad.
though? Because I know you're in love with your husband. Does your dad approve?
I'm so in love. He is a musician as well, and his name's Will Sweeney. He's from England, and I'm just crazy about him. I have a huge crush on my husband.
Well, that's how it should be. Gee, Lucy, it's so great to chat. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on your beautiful book.
Thank you very much. Remember Me as Human.
Yeah, it's available now. Go and check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank
See
you
soon.
both so much.